Hey guys, Ben here, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about DC. We got some new breaking news from James Gunn about the future of the DCU. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future DC videos later this year. Okay, so as you guys know, we're doing more and more DC content to do with the DCU. Obviously, they're making TV shows, they're making films. We're going to be breaking it all down on this channel. So if you're new around here, please be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. But we got two articles I'm going to be breaking down. Link is going to be in the description below to both of them. And the first article we're going to be breaking down is all to do with James Gunn confirming new details about the DCU and if it's a reboot and what's going on with certain actors coming back. And this is him actually like straight up saying this stuff, so it is confirmed. So let's go ahead and get into this. So according to the Direct, this is the article we're breaking down. DC Studios boss James Gunn treated fans with more information about the canon of his DCU reboot. While it has been clear from the get-go, Gunn was coming in to reinvigorate DC's on-screen efforts. For as many reports of a complete reboot, which have been previously reported but not confirmed, coming to the superpowered franchise, there have also been mentions of some elements from the current canon, aka the DCEU, coming along and being translated over. So Cholo, John Cena, Gal have all previously appeared in the DCU, obviously that being Blue Beetle, Peacemaker and Wonder Woman. And those are just a few of the names headlined by others who were seemingly set to make the move to the new DCU despite coming from the past era of DC storytelling with the DCEU. So here is James Gunn clearing up some of the canon confusion. So he says in a series of posts online, James Gunn cleared the air about the DCU canon and some actors potentially coming over from the DCU. And obviously he's been very upfront and he's always online, he's always posting, he's always replying to people on threads, on Twitter and everything like that. So Gunn shared his thoughts on his thread account that, and I quote, "Nothing is canon until Creature Commandos next year. A sort of aperitif to the DCU, and then a deeper dive into the universe with Superman Legacy after that, which has a release date in 2025 summer." So, you know, we still have to wait a while, but at least we get Creature Commandos next year. So it's a very human drive to want to understand everything all the time, but I think it's okay to be confused on what's happening in the DCU since no one has seen anything from the DCU yet. So I like this reply from James Gunn. It's very logical, it's very straightforward. Like, of course we're all going to be a bit confused about what's going to be happening because they can't reveal all the details. It would be stupid if they revealed all the details to us. Like, they've given us the timeline of the first chapter of the DCU, like at least half of it. So we got Creature Commandos, we got Waller, we've got Superman Legacy, we got, you know, after that the Supergirl film, the Green Lantern TV show, and those are projects that are all set to come and they've confirmed that, but obviously they haven't confirmed the ins and outs of what is canon, what's not canon. But nothing is canon until Creature Commandos next year, says James Gunn. So even Blue Beetle, despite being set to be played by the same actor in the DCU, they're not actually like directly continuing off of that film as far as we know. And so it's presumably going to be some sort of like a soft reboot even of characters that are going to appear again. But yeah, everything kind of starts with Creature Commandos and then properly with Superman Legacy. So he also addressed the idea of heroes like Blue Beetle's Jaime Reyes making the jump from the current DC canon into this new rebooted universe, spelling out, and I quote, "And yes, some actors will be playing characters they played in other stories and some other plot points might be consistent with plot points from dozens of films, aka DCEU films and TV shows and animated projects that have come from DC in the past, but nothing is canon until Creature Commandos and Legacy." Oh, so this is actually probably the most juicy part of what he actually talks about, because there hasn't been many TV shows and animated projects that have been directly linked to the DCU. The only project that I can think of is Peacemaker. Obviously that was a TV show heavily linked to the Suicide Squad, so we know that a lot of those characters are coming, including John Cena's Peacemaker, so that makes sense. But he says yes, some actors will be playing characters they played in other stories, and some plot points might be consistent with plot points from the dozens of other films and shows and animated projects that have come from DC in the past. He doesn't specifically say the DCEU. So does this mean, and can we infer from this, that other DC projects might be canon or might have threads that will continue into this new DCU if James Gunn likes it? So say he likes Superman, Lois, or he likes some of the characters from The Flash. Could he be bringing some of the Arrowverse actors into the DCU? Well, by this, it very well could be, because he's talking about shows and animated projects along with the past DCEU films that could have links and plot points and certain actors coming back to play the same characters they've already played. So I think this is really interesting, and I love that he is teasing this, because this is very much so a question in our heads, like how far will he go to connect the rest of the DCU? Is it going to be a complete reboot? Is it going to be a soft reboot? So I think from all accounts it's a soft reboot, but it's a bit harder than the DCEU has ever done. So I'm really excited at the prospect of what he's talking about here. Potential actors coming back. Obviously we got the DCEU actors coming back, but what do you guys think about this? Let me know down in the comments below. Do you actually think it's a possibility that, say for instance, some Arrowverse actors could show up if that's something that he has taken interest in and he would like to continue into the DCU? Obviously he's got like full creative freedom, and I'm pretty sure Warner Brothers will be open to doing whatever they think is necessary for creating this new DCU. So if you have, say, an actor who was so good, like, I don't know, a Grant Gustin, would you bring him back? I would try and bring him back if I was in charge of the DCU. Would you bring back a Melissa Benoist to have as maybe a different version of Supergirl at one point in one film? Yeah, I would. Then also James Gunn is asked about whether audiences will have to watch anything prior to the release of some of these returning characters' appearances in the DCU, and Gunn replied, they will not know. So I think what you can take from that, and what you can take from the previous statement, is that yes, they are going to take some threads from the DCU from some other past DC projects, but they're not going to be intrinsically linked to what has happened in past projects. So they're going to take the actors, they're going to take the characters, they're going to bring them into the DCU, but you won't have to be like, okay, I got to go back and I've got to watch The Flash, or I've got to go back and watch this certain animated project, or I have to go back and watch Shazam to understand why this character's here, or Blue Beetle, or anything like that. It's going to be its own thing, but it's going to be taken from the past, which I think is actually a really good approach to this DCU. So I'm really looking forward to what James Gunn is doing. And so he says, in regards to who is returning to the DCU reboot, James Gunn has given us a little bit more in terms of names. So in a separate post on Threads, Gunn confirmed that Cholo will return as Blue Beetle in the DCU. Sorry if I pronounced his name wrong. Also, Viola Davis will come back as Amanda Waller, and John Cena will be Peacemaker. James Gunn has confirmed. So this is in line with what he has previously said. Gunn announced a season 2 of Peacemaker would come after the Waller TV show starring Viola Davis, which is going to be part of this new DCU. And he has even gone as far as saying that Blue Beetle was the first DCU character, and so obviously they're going to bring back the same actor. So I think this is very exciting for DC fans of past projects, but also people looking forward to the future. So let's move on to the next article. This is from Just Jared Jr. I'm going to leave the link in the description below if you want to read it. It basically just confirms who is coming to the DCU. Obviously, we just talked about 3 of those people, but also there is Freddie Stromer, who is returning as Vigilante. Obviously, he premiered in the Peacemaker TV show, where he was a fan favorite because he was really funny and he was a great addition to Peacemaker. And so James Gunn has confirmed he will still be around in the DCU, but potentially, I guess, as a slightly different version of himself. Also, Sean Gunn will return as Weasel, who is set to return in the new DCU. Obviously, we saw him in the Suicide Squad. He will be reprising his role in Creature Commandos, which is the animated show, as well as Steve Agee. I really don't know how to pronounce his name, but he will be returning as his character John from the Suicide Squad. Also, you saw him in the Shazam post-credit scene, and also he was in Peacemaker. So he's been in fairly substantial amount of content obviously this has all been since like James Gunn has been brought into the DCU. When he created Suicide Squad, he created Peacemaker, and then he became in charge of the DCU. So obviously they had him return in the Shazam post credits to tease the future, and so he's going to be returning. That has been confirmed by James Gunn, and I believe also James Gunn's wife is going to be returning. She has been in, again, those same projects. But that pretty much does it for this video, guys. This has been a video about the DCU and what James Gunn has confirmed. I think it's really interesting, some of the comments that he has posted online. They give us lots of ideas about what the DCU is going to be like, especially in its early days. So that pretty much does it. If you did enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment. It would really help this video get out there. And also, please be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications if you're new here, so you don't miss any future DC videos. Obviously, we're going to be doing lots to do with the DCU as we head towards its eventual premiere next year with Creature Commandos and then Superman Legacy. But also for now, you can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video. I think you guys will be interested in it, so go check that out. But for now, I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.
I see red.